Unlike the clean, wholesome America you may recall, the wasteland will be a distrustful place, full of unsavory characters. When an item of value is found, keep it close and away from bullies.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Adamas Sanguine. Before I get started on today's build, the first thing I want to show you is I found out something really cool that I could do with the Quappa tool. So other than just doing your standard stuff that's in your build menu, I found out the Quappa tool can actually used on items that are in the regular world. So what I'm actually going to do here first is I'm just going to do a basic quick repair of this overhang here that's in the this is the entrance or exit, probably the exit for the Starlight drive-in. So I thought it was pretty cool, so I just wanted to show you before I got started. So those of you that got annoyed by this thing being scrapped and don't have access to the pieces to actually repair it 100%, or don't have the mod installed that allows you to, because there are mods installed where you can do it. Or have it ready to go when you get here, but I thought it was kind of cool to be able to do it myself. So just wanted to show you that it can be done. One of the things I did is I actually kept going back and forth to the other side just to verify how it actually was set up, and I do actually go on later on ahead of time and throw some scrap metal up here, some metal floor pieces just to make it actually look like they're welded on there to hold it together. But something else that I want to let you know, this is going to be a multi-part build, because you guys know that this settlement is one of, with the exception of Spectacle Island, the probably, I believe, the largest in the game. But I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, lining it up was fairly easy. What I did is I actually just lined it up with the little chrome strip there. It's not perfect, but this thing is all bent out of shape. And just getting the other piece of the wing, I guess, is what it's supposed to represent here. A starship. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Nice. Neat. Alright, so anyway, I actually didn't forget to hit the record button, but what I did forget to do is hit the stop recording button. So when I went and saved after I finished this build, early yesterday morning, I forgot to actually save. So anyway, so here's what I've done so far. This is actually going to be a trailer park. It is based off of the trailer park from Fallout New Vegas, where you find Violet, one of the head fiends that's found during Headhunter. I believe that's the name of the mission. That was it, the 3-card bounty, something like that. I guess I could do the research, but you know. But yeah, it's pretty nice so far. I mean, obviously, all we have access to in Fallout 4, at least in the PlayStation versions, we don't have the actual trailers. So I thought I'd use these pods. I thought it looked pretty cool. It does the job. I mean, basically, I can have a couple of 1 or 2 settlers in each one, depending on how much furniture I add in. And it's also started on a little storefront here. This is actually, I believe, going to be a weapons and armor dealer up here. I haven't really decided on what I want to have up here. This first part's going to go a little bit slow, but I do have some really cool, fun stuff that I had to show you at the end of this video that I found that I could do with the Quappa tool as well. Because I decided to play around with the tilt function, and Vault Girl, you know what can be done. You know, I'm glad to look through your video selection to see what you were telling me about the upside down bedroom. But anyway, so just wanted to add some basic walls in here. These were just out of the well, in USO they're under wood, but those UZs of vanilla is still under wood as well. So this place, with the exception of the trailers, I think, unless those are in contraptions, I don't think they are. You know, this is pretty much going to be mostly vanilla. Because it's all the craze right now. People are really enjoying the vanilla. And I do miss it a lot too. I always forget the name of this mod. This is... yeah, I can't go there. Alright, but I'll list it in my description of the video. But I really like that a lot of these stuff is already set up. but I'll be able to decorate my own. So this part's going to go pretty quick. Sorry for all the skipping around, but I had to do a lot of editing because I kept stopping and looking up online just to get references for how the base part of Violet's base was set up at the trailer park, but also wanted to make a few changes as well, because obviously it's not going to be identical by any means. But just wanted to add these basic shelves in here. These are the in USO, they're under the wow, I'm so tired. In USO it's listed under tables, I believe, which is kind of weird. But yeah. Easy peasy. Thank you, Guapa. So once I get to this part, I just wanted to add some basic walls in, just to show what I was doing. I really liked how chunky these walls are, you know, to quote Sardeliak. Very nice, very nice. Just adds that nice little bit of, you know, interesting, a little bit of 3D, you know, so it's not just a one big flat wall there. Then I decided to change it up a little bit, but I was actually trying to use some of these prefabs from the metal. But it was just more or less just trying to get a feel for if it would cover that whole area. And it did, but I didn't quite how it looked, so I know I have another one in here. So we're going to swap that out real quick. Yeah, because it just wasn't going to allow for the extra stuff in there. So I think I like this one better. Let's get rid of that. It'll kind of match the other side as well. Nice. Alright, we'll make a few changes to that pillar there so it's not blocking. And just going to add this wall in here to blend it in. If I added the wall just basic, it actually did snap, but unfortunately it got it went right through the wall. It clipped right through the wall of the little trailer pod there. So we'll bring that over and try to make it look like one big piece. Nice. And the nice thing was these wood floors are actually listed under concrete in USO. Weird place, but yeah, they do actually snap pretty easy, and they're pretty squishy. It did have a little bit sticking through here in this pod, but that's okay. We can cover that up with a little bit of furniture because, you know, I just wanted to go. And wanted to put a basic door frame here. Alright, so here comes the starting to get into some of the really cool stuff here. Just doing the layers on the wall. Originally I was going to go with this wall, but I realized that it had the barbed wire on top, and that wasn't what I was going for. I may actually decide to put some raiders in here, but I didn't want that sticking out. I'm not quite sure. It's either going to be raiders or standard settlers. Especially after what you see what I do at the end, I don't think it's going to look fit real well with the raider style, but we'll see. One of the things that I realized or remembered with using the Quappa tool, anytime you're sinking anything, you do want to lower it little by little, because this pillar is so small, or the post is so small, it's easy to lose it underground, and every time you come into the cell for Starlight Drive-In, you're going to see the little Quappa tool pop up every single time, so it's kind of annoying. These are actually listed in MADKEA, so I remember that I had these little pillar or pallets that already had some of the I don't know, I guess it's a mutated fern and a couple other things on here, but I thought it'd be pretty nice, just kind of change it up a little bit. The last couple of my builds, I forgot to do some really cool plants and left some of my trademark stuff out, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. And again, what you're going to see what I'm going to do with the Quappa tool, again, I'm going to start playing around with the tilt feature that I did a little bit of that in the what was it, the fantasy build, how I was able to get the stone pillars or stone benches around the door to make it actually line up, to actually make it look like a stone door frame. But these two will do quite nicely, because I hadn't decided on it at this point to use the tilt. But yeah, I'm not going to be tilting these, but you'll see what I'm going to do here, because it gave me a fantastic idea just to kind of go along with the theme of the sideways plants here. Sideways plants. Alright, so Wordy Purdy does a much better job at this, or did a much better job when he was still making videos. But all you gotta have is something you could drop on the item. And what I did is I dropped it on the side. Originally, I had used the concrete over by the diner, or the concession stand here at Starlight. But it wasn't quite even, I just couldn't line it up. So what I did is I dropped it over here by this pallets. And that allowed me to line it up quite easily. So all you gotta do is select your item. Boom. And then go back to the selection pillar, and boom, bam, look at that, sideways. So I'm actually going to prop these up on top of the pallet, so that it's actually growing out of the side of the pallet. I thought this would be a pretty cool addition. I mean, it's crazy, you know, would this actually exist in the real world? I've seen, you know, hanging stuff before, but I thought it was just something different. I wanted to do something different, especially with a lot of this being basic builds, because I haven't seen anybody do this. If anybody has, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to copy you. Nice. Sweet. Now I do actually pull these back off here in a minute, just because I was a little too close with the Quappa tool, and those plants are very, they're an invasive plant, you could say. These planters will take up your whatever they call it, what's the word? The hitbox is so big on them. I don't know if that's the right word. But yeah, so if you're placing something, especially plants, guys, make sure that your Quappa tool is a good distance away, so that when you'll be able to deselect it and it won't interfere. Nice. So once I got those on there, I decided I just wanted to decorate around with a little bit of some basic flowers here. So I got some carrot blossoms and some red and white roses. Listen, I'm just kind of testing it out. I haven't done this before with anything other than the stone benches. So I thought this would look pretty neat. I forgot to edit out the going into the build menu there, so I apologize for the stutters in the video and having it freeze up on me. And if I'm rambling right now, guys, I apologize. I'm really, really tired. It was a long day at work. I mean, last night I had, obviously I can't tell you where I work, but I had about every 2 hours, or excuse me, every hour I had at least 2 people try to walk out without paying for items. So yeah, it was a pretty rough night last night, and I even got mildly assaulted by a customer, which that was you know, no big deal. I didn't get hurt or anything, and I could take care of myself. But obviously, if I try to do anything at work, then I can definitely get in trouble. So telling you this just because to get it off my chest, because it was really bugging me. But yeah, some people can be quite annoying, but I even had several of my customers at work were actually going to go after the guy because he was a jerk. And on top of that, he was mad because I kind of called him out. I didn't yell at him, but I kind of called him out on having extra stuff that he wasn't paying for. So he was just one of the several people that were trying to get away with stuff. All right, I vented, so I'm sorry to drop that on you guys. I'm fine. I might edit that out. I'm not sure if I even want to leave it in the video. We'll see how it sounds when I go back and listen to it, because like I said, I'm basically rambling at this point. But yeah, these plants going sideways was so cool to see that that worked. So now that that happens, I'm probably going to do a lot more. Don't know if I'm going to do more of the plants like this, but I do have a few other ideas of how I can do the sideway plants, because if you guys have had the Maple Manor mod, which I got to do another review of that to replace the one that I deleted. The Maple Manor mod actually has a lot of oh, you know what, I guess I kind of did get a little bit the idea from this for that, or from that for this, but anyway, if you have the Maple Manor mod, you actually have some hanging tarberries, I believe. Nice. Alright guys, I am going to put this up. Again, sorry for not editing out the load there for the build menu, because lining up these little roses was actually kind of annoying, just because they didn't look quite right. So trying to make them look plush was kind of a chore at an angle, because the roses obviously were never meant to be viewed this way. But it's not bad. Like I said, it's just playing around. I might add in a few things that are around here, just to make it so it doesn't look so weird. But yeah, I decided to put in these melon blossoms, and I forget the other one that I did too. But that is one of the annoying things of using the tilt function on the Quappa, because I guess it was never really designed too much or designed for this type of thing. But having to go into the build menu, deselect, go into the build menu, deselect, select, all that stuff was quite annoying. So I apologize for the link of this video also. Alright guys, so we're coming up on the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, or at least found some type of inspiration, or just had a moment to actually relax and enjoy this time that we had together. Because I really appreciate being able to talk to you guys and doing all the different things that we do. Sometimes I believe the popularity might be going out a little bit, or at least from what I've seen in some of these videos. So less people are making Fallout 4 videos, and I do really love you guys, and I thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Don't forget, Mother's Day is coming up. So since we're working on these flowers, don't forget to get your mom some flowers. And I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up. I am Adama Sanguine. I love you all. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great night and a fantastic day. I'm out.
Hope you enjoyed that one. Warren Smith with Uranium Rock. The Minutemen are making waves in the Commonwealth, folks. And that's good news for all of us. The latest word is that they've retaken the castle. An old holdout of theirs from back in the day. From everything I've heard, it was no small feat to get that back under their control. There's some real monsters out there in the